Hey lovelies, welcome back. It's your girl Katie here, and today's video is going to be my unboxing of October's Ipsy Boxycharm box. So I'm just going to be showing you guys what all I got, tell you guys prices and all that good stuff. So to no further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. So as usual, I did go ahead and try out the makeup products on my face before I film this. That way I can give you guys my first impressions of the makeup products. So starting off first, I am going to show the products that they chose for me first, and then I will show you guys my choice items. So first off, they picked for me this product here from Girlactic, and this is the 2-in-1 Luminous Tint Foundation. And this product retails for $32. I've seen Girlactic products in boxes a lot recently, or at least I've gotten a lot of products from them recently in my boxes. So they sent me the shade F2 Light. I didn't get to pick the shade because they chose this product for me. And I will say, I'm not sure if this is my exact shade or not. I feel like it's a little dark for me, but I can get it to work. I will say there's a couple of things. First impressions wise, this is pretty heavily scented. I'm not sure why they added a scent. I mean, it doesn't smell bad, but I do smell it quite strongly when I was applying it. I don't smell it anymore, so it went away, but yeah, I'm not really sure why they added a scent to a foundation. So people that are kind of scent sensitive, you may not like this product. As far as like the formula, I don't know. I don't know if it's a me thing or if it's a product thing, because I do have like dry skin, and so I do notice that it kind of accentuates my dry areas, and I do have very textured skin, and I just feel like it didn't like kind of soak into my skin. It just kind of lays on top of it, and that could just be a lot of things. That could just be my skin type. Maybe I just didn't prep it well enough. I can't say that I have ever like learned how to do that flawless foundation look. Like, I don't care enough to have flawless foundation. I just do my best. And like I said, my skin is just super dry and textured, and I've just kind of accepted that that's the way it is. So I don't really know if it's foundation thing or if it's a my skin thing. But aside from the scent and, you know, just accentuating my dry areas a little bit, I didn't think it was a bad foundation. I don't know if I would call this quite a tint, maybe, but I feel like it had decent coverage. Now, it didn't cover completely like my pimples and things. Like, I could still see a little bit of redness poking through, but I don't really care. So it's not a bad product. Like, I like it. I wish they just didn't have it scented, because that just kind of threw me off a little bit. I didn't mind the scent, but I could also see it kind of giving me a headache if, you know, if I'm just having one of those days where I'm kind of already sensitive to smells. I could see this kind of pushing me over the edge. So yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It says on the back that it has loving ingredients like vitamin C, vitamin B3, hyaluronic acid. So those are all kind of good things. So I don't know. I'll keep playing around with it. Like I said, I feel like the shade's not bad, but it's not my exact shade either. I feel like it makes my face look a little tanner than I really am. But this may be a perfect shade for me in the summer. Like, we're getting into fall now and winter's coming around the corner, so I feel like my tan has faded a lot. So maybe I'm just in my pale season right now. But overall, it's not a bad product. Alright, moving on. And then the last product that they chose for me is from Lilth Beauty. And it's their eyeshadow palette, which I've never seen this brand before. I don't know if it's newer or just new to Boxycharm, or this is just the first time I've seen it. Anyways, so it's very like simple looking box packaging. This retails for $32. And the palette packaging is pretty much like the box. Very simple, and I don't mind simple packaging, so this is very nice, very chic, I guess. And then here's the actual palette. So the palette is pretty basic, which there's nothing wrong with basic. I like basic. I feel like this mirror in here is about to fall out. I don't know, I'll have to play with that, or I'll have to make sure it's not, but it feels like it is. Anyway, so I did try this out on my eyes today. So I use this pink shade here. I use this light brown shade here. I use the dark shade here. I basically used all the shades aside from this very pale cream color. And first impressions wise, the pink color, even though I'm pretty light skinned, I could not get the shade to kind of show up on me no matter how much I applied, and I think it's a little on the chalky side. So that was a little disappointing. That, I mean, it looks fairly dark like in person and on camera, but it's very, very, very light, so I'm not sure who this shade would work for. If I can't even get it to show up on me, and I'm pretty fair skinned, like I'm not the fairest, but I'm not tan either. So if I can't even get that shade to work for me, I don't know who could get the shade to work for. So that was a little disappointing. I mean, maybe someone's super, super pale, but so I feel like that's just kind of a pointless shade, sadly. This brown worked pretty well. I mean, it is pretty dark in pan, and it wasn't like horribly dark in like on the lid, but I could see it. This shade I just kind of used as my eyeliner shade, and that worked just fine. The shimmer shades, like, let me just swatch the shimmer shades. So there's this kind of like, I don't even know what you'd call this shade. I kind of want to say rust, a rusty color, but it's not really rusty color. It kind of shows up on your lid. Like maybe because it was too similar to the actual brown shade, maybe that's why it didn't show up as well, but it kind of has like a bit of a reflex, is that what you call it? A chrome cast, kind of, it has like a pinky shimmer in it, as well as the kind of tan copper. Copper is probably a good, I think it's called a copper shade. I figured it out eventually. But anyways, this shade just barely showed up on me. Like, you can see it, but it just doesn't really do much. But this shade, this white shade, is actually really, really pretty. I don't know if you're going to see it on camera, but it has like this beautiful purple, pink kind of chrome cast in it. I really like that. And that's what I predominantly have all over my lid. That's kind of what's giving me this purple kind of pinky glow to my lid. I really liked that white shimmer shade. That's actually like what made the palette for me, because I was like, I'm not really too impressed, but that white shimmer shade, really, I just like, oh, I love that shade. It was so fun to apply and just see all the different colors. I don't know if my camera's really picking it up, but it's really, really pretty. But I mean, aside from that, it's not a bad palette. I personally don't think it's worth $32 just because the shimmer shade quality is okay, but the mattes are just mediocre. And I'm not trying to be mean, but they just didn't wow me. But it's a cute little palette, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. And I will definitely use it, especially for, like I said, that white shimmer shade. I really, really like how it looks on the lid. Like, it's super, super pretty. So moving on, so from here on out are all my choice items. I got to customize the rest of the box, which is really nice. So first thing I customize is this blush here from Rare Beauty. I've really been enjoying seeing Rare Beauty in the boxes. Like, I've always wanted to try out the brand, but I'm really cheap and I just have a hard time paying full price for everything. So, I mean, I was going to do it eventually, but when I already have a large collection, I just feel like I should probably use up what I already have before I start going out and buying new things. So I've really been trying to stick to that and not just go out and buy. I mean, I know I get these boxes every month, and that kind of keeps me from spending and buying more because I know I'm going to get new products. So I know. Anyways, I didn't want to just go out and buy a bunch of new stuff from Rare Beauty, but I was really excited to see this in the box. So I got the shade Encourage, and it's their Dewy Liquid Blush. Here's what the shade looks like. And this retails for $25. And I do have it on, although you might not think. I guess you can kind of see it. I went in super, super light-handed because this product is really intimidating, at least to me, because it's a liquid. And it is kind of a deeper blush shade than what I'm used to. So I went in, so I just pulled out the doe foot, and then I just tapped my blush brush on it a little bit, and then I just kind of dabbed it on lightly, and even then I was like, ooh, that's a lot. Like I said, it's very dark, like, on, so just imagine that a lot bigger on your face. And I was like, oh my goodness, I really hope this blends out. And it did, but I just don't know how people, like, just dab big dots of that on your face because it's a bit of a deeper blush shade than I'm used to, so I was really hesitant, but I will say that it looks really nice on. Like, I'm glad I went in light-handed because, like I said, it's very pigmented and it's very dark, so a little goes a long ways. But I do really like how it looks. It's definitely different than what I normally have in my collection, so I'm excited to get more use out of it. But I'd say this is about the perfect amount for me. I wouldn't put any more. I don't like a ton of blush. Like, I like to be able to see that I'm wearing blush, but I don't know. I don't like it to be obvious that I'm wearing blush. But I will say it's a very nice natural color if you go in very light-handed, but if you're fair like me, yeah, just go in very light-handed because it's very, very pigmented. But it blended out beautifully. It didn't mess with my foundation. I did end up setting it with some powder, and that seemed to be okay. Like, it didn't take too much of the color away. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this product, and I'm definitely tempted to pick up more shades. But like I said, I'm not going to because I already have a bajillion blushes in my collection that I need to go through and use up before I add new stuff. Alright, so next up from Lunar Beauty, I have this Outer Dimension Bronzing and Sculpting Stick. This retails for $25, and I was actually really surprised to see this in the box because I thought this was kind of a newer release. I thought Lunar Beauty just came out with this not long ago. I mean, it's probably been, you know, a few months, but I don't know, I was just really surprised to see a new launch product in the box. I got the shade Light Sky. But anyway, so I was really happy to see this because I was kind of curious about this product when I saw that it had been released because I do follow Manny on YouTube. So I was like, oh cool, you know, bronzing stick looks really nice. Anyways, so when I used this, again, I'm not a big fan of just applying directly to the face because I just feel like I don't have the best control. And so what I did is, like I did with the blush, I just took a brush and just kind of dabbed it onto my bronzer brush, and then I just kind of, you know, applied it where I wanted it. And I was kind of concerned at first that this was going to be too light for me because it does look really, really light, and, you know, just the product looks light, but it wasn't too light for me. Like, maybe it could have been a little darker, but I got it to work for me. It's not like a super obvious bronzer with this shade being as light as it is, but it added enough to where I was happy with it. I don't really like my face to look like super chiseled, so I think this is perfect for me. And I really like the formula. The formula worked really well. I guess I can swatch it for you guys just to see. I mean, maybe it just looks really light in the packaging, but like when you actually swatch it, like it's pretty decently dark. Anyways, and it is like a super creamy bronzing stick, and I really liked it. Like, I was really impressed with it. And like I said, I think I was just mostly shocked by a newer release being in the box. Alright, 2 more products and then I'm done. So next up from Rem Beauty. This is the second product I think I've gotten from them recently in a Boxycharm box. And I have the, let's see, what are you called? Essential Drip? It's a gloss, I know that, but I don't really know what it's called. There is a stinking fly in here. Anyways, here's what the product looks like. I don't know what it's called, like it doesn't say gloss or something. Okay, it says a glossy balm on the back. I see it now. There we go, camera's focusing now. Anyways, I have it in the shade Strawberry Soda. I can't remember if I actually got to pick the shade or if it was just like the only shade that they had available. Anyways, it is this very, very bright pink. Like neon, almost looking pink balm here. Glossy balm is what it's called. This retails for $19, and it is what's on my lips. So I don't have anything else on my lips, just the glossy balm. And I did that because I wanted to see if it was really pigmented. And it is fairly pigmented. Like, it's not quite as bright and loud as it looks in the bottle, but it does add a nice pinky kind of tint to your lips. It's very, very comfortable. It's very, very moisturizing feeling, so I really, really like this. At first I didn't think I was going to because of the shade, how it looks, but I really like how it feels on my lips. Like my lips were were dry feeling, so when I saw this, I was like, yeah, let me just lather this on. And I did, and I maybe added like 1 or 2 coats to it because I really wanted to lather it up. So it may not be this pink if you just did one, you know, application, whereas I did a couple because I was really wanting some moisturize. I really wanted some moisture on my lips, but I really like it. Like, it's really comfortable, not sticky at all. Just a really good product. I really like it. Alright, and then last but not least is my Beauty Boost item. So I ended up choosing this Drunk Elephant product here, and this is the C Tango Multivitamin Eye Cream. It's supposed to firm and brighten, and this retails for $64. And the reason why I chose this is because I believe it was only skincare products, and if there was a makeup product, it wasn't something that I wanted. But I'm fairly certain all the choices were skincare. Because usually if I choose a skincare product, it's because that was the only option, was skincare. Because I normally always go for the makeup products. Anyways, I'm not going to open it or use it just because I'm not ready to. I'm using another eye cream right now, but it's their typical packaging. Honestly, I feel like Drunk Elephant's packaging feels really cheap. Like, it's just plastic. It's just a plastic container. Anyways, I mean, I'm not mad about getting to try that. I've heard okay things about Drunk Elephant. I know they were super popular a few years ago, but I really don't hear about them as much anymore. Alright, so there's everything that was in my box. So, the overall value, I did go ahead and tally this up beforehand, just because it makes it faster and easier. So the overall value of my box is $197, which is pretty good considering what I paid for the box. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick run through one more time of everything that I got and just kind of giving you my final thoughts on everything. So got the Galactic Skin Tint or Tint Foundation, whatever you want to call it. Just don't like the scent of it. I think I can get it to work just fine. Like I said, it does kind of lay on my skin, but I'll try to work on my skincare more, maybe exfoliate a little more. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad foundation. Like I said, it's just super heavily scented, which is really the only thing I don't really like about it. Like I said, the shade wasn't like my exact shade, but I don't think it looks bad, and I think I can get it to work just fine. Then I have the eyeshadow palette, which is kind of a cute little, you could throw this in your purse kind of size. It's not my favorite ever, but I really did like that one shimmer shade, so I'll probably just keep it just for that, even though, you know, like one shade. But I don't know, I really like the shade. It's really, really pretty. And I can't say that I have a shade like that. I mean, maybe I do somewhere, but I can't think of a shade that is like this. So it's kind of unique. And it's a cute little palette that I will get lots of use out of, so not mad about that. The blush I do really, really like. Like I said, I've really been happy to see Rare Beauty in there, so that makes me really happy. The bronzer was a nice surprise because, like I said, it's a newer release. So I was really excited to get my hands on it and try it. I like the Rim Beauty Glossy Balm. Is that what it's called? Whatever, glossy balm thing. I really like the color, actually. I didn't think I was going to, but it's a really nice, pretty color in person. Camera might make it look a little bit darker than it is, but in person it's just like a very nice blush pink, and it's super comfortable, and yeah, I just think it's really flattering on me. And then the last product is the skincare product, which I'm not like super thrilled about, but I'm not mad about it either. I mean, I'm just happy that it was only one skincare product in the box and not like 2 or 3. So I think it's pretty balanced. So overall, do I think this box was worth it? And I'm going to have to say yes. Yes, that was definitely worth it. These 3 products here really, really make the box for me. The eyeshadow palette is really nice. And the foundation, you know, like I'd say these are my favorites, but all these are really good. Like, I'm not mad about them. I'm glad to have them in my collection. I'm glad to have them to try out, but yeah, these 3 are like my favorite. So yeah, definitely worth it this month for me. But there you go, guys. That is going to do it for today. That is my unboxing of October's Ipsy Boxycharm box. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up because that really does help my channel. And also let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of my box this month. Did you guys get this box? And if you did we get the same products or different products? Let me know down in the comments because I love chatting with you guys down there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!